Hi everyone, it's Jacqueline. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. If you have no idea who I am, I'm 16 years old and a junior in high school, and I advocate for people who have learning disabilities. More so people who have dyslexia and dyscalculia, since I have both of those learning disabilities myself. I received a question on my TikTok account, which is Jacqueline_Elise. It will be pasted on the screen. And it basically said how teachers can help their own students who have dyscalculia succeed in the classroom. And I was like, hold up, let me make a whole entire YouTube video on this since it's such a lovely question. So today's video topic is 10 ways that teachers can help their own students who have dyscalculia succeed in the classroom. And it's kind of geared toward math teachers. But also this helps with parents and asking their own school system to support their child with dyscalculia in the math classroom as well. So it's a win-win on both ends. Ten ways that teachers can help their students who have dyscalculia. So the first one is let students use interlocking cubes at any age. They could be in 2nd grade, they could be in 10th grade, it doesn't matter, let them use it because it's really helpful with tests, assignments, quizzes, just that physical touch, and like it's tangible so they don't have to do it with counting their fingers or in their brain, because that can be very hard for people who have dyscalculia. I do want to mention that these things that I'm telling you are in no specific order. Okay, number 2 is teachers, please explain the why for your math concept. Why are you learning it now and not 5 years down the line? And how does it connect into their lives? I'm going to touch on that in just a little bit. But more on that, it's just a little bit easier for people to understand the assignments if they know the why behind it. Number 3, this ties into the last one, which I just said, but please, literally in any class, connect your teaching back into real life scenarios. An example of this would be fractions. You can connect that back into baking. So like 1/2 or 3/4 of a cup of insert an ingredient. And if that doesn't really work, then you could just use the pizza method, because so many people love to talk about pizza in math class. So if we're talking about fractions, you could say there's 8 slices of a pizza, you and a friend eat 2 of the slices each. What is the fraction afterwards? So that would be 4/8 of the pizza. I just moved my laptop down here, so if you saw it jump from here to there, that's why. But we are on sign number 4, which is make your lessons connect back with all different types of learners. We have auditory, visual, kinesthetic. So let me run down the list and say some things that would connect with them as their learners. So visual learners learn best with images, and auditory learners learn best with videos. And if you use videos in class, please send them out to your whole entire class for them to use afterwards, because I've done that in my classes and it's just really beneficial for remembering what I learned in class. And then we have kinesthetic learners. They're best with hands-on activities. So that could be something that I learned actually in my own math tutoring that I did, was air writing. So if you do 2 × 2 = 4, that's what it would look like, air writing. So you can like see that. That kind of connects back actually with visual learners, is air writing. Also for kinesthetic learners, just using blocks or coloring, dice, foam shapes, anything they could touch and it's tangible, utilize it. It'll be really beneficial for your students who have dyscalculia, or if they just are different types of learners in your class. The 5th thing I'm going to be talking about is writing out math formulas, whether it's in a math class or science class, on tests or assignments. I promise you it's not cheating, it's just using a reference, because your students still have to plug in those numbers that belong in that little formula. So please do that. And also, I'm on this topic, please let them use calculators as well. Teachers who don't allow their students to use calculators, I will never understand, because again, that is a tool, that is a reference that they can use if they are struggling. So please, please allow calculators on everything. Many children have a really hard time with math problems, especially those really tricky word problems. They always interfere with my life. They just pop up out of nowhere to cause drama. So, a way that is easier for me to complete those tricky word problems is having step-by-step directions and or drawing it out. The story problem could include something about how do you pay at a restaurant? Here are the step-by-step examples. Step 1, figure out the percentage. Step 2, change it into a decimal. Step 3, multiply the decimal to the total bill. And step 4, most importantly, add that last number that you just calculated back into that food total bill. Okay, so that's just a little example, but please, step-by-step directions are the way to go in your own math class, science class, any class. Utilize it. We are at number 7. I feel extremely passionate about this. Let your students, especially people who have dyscalculia, have extra time on tests, quizzes, assignments, anything that they need. Allow that, and don't give them like rude comments or feedback or bash them in front of their peers saying that, oh, there's one more person who's still taking the test. I hear that in my own math class sometimes, and I just don't really love it. So allow that to happen, and on that same exact thing, I'm just going to say, please allow literally any accommodation that should be moved up on your priority list, not pushed aside, or not saying lies like, oh, I forgot to do that. No, you didn't forget, you just were lazy and didn't want to do that. So please make sure that you have those accommodations in the back of your head when you're completing all your assignments, or when you're making up those assignments. We are at 8. I did get this from Math Mastermind on TikTok, so a little shout out to this person, but I agree wholeheartedly. They said repetition and review is really, really nice for people who have dyscalculia, and again, I agree with that statement. My best way of learning is completing problems over and over and over again. And yes, sometimes it can be very tedious and tiring, but seriously, it's really helpful for students and also adults to retain things better. So that also means that you're gonna have to keep reintroducing that topic many times, and that's actually a struggle with people who have dyscalculia. They will learn something one day and then completely forget it the next day, which can be not only kind of infuriating for you as a teacher, but also us as students. We want to retain that information, but boom, it just goes out of our mind. So if you think that we know something in class, we probably don't. So please, again, reintroduce it to us day after day. Number 9, we have 2 more to go. This one is simply allowing students who have dyscalculia to do math games and math simulations. I don't have really great brands that I know of as a student, but I bet you teachers out there have some good ones and good recommendations. Math can be really hard, so having these games just once in a while in your class can be just a nice, relaxing environment, something that our brain doesn't have to stress over constantly when we step into that math classroom and go out. Sometimes we just feel very overwhelmed and kind of burnt out. So having those really nice, relaxing days can be so fun. The last one, number 10. Please limit copying tasks, and don't make your students who have dyscalculia go up onto the board and write out, like if you want someone to answer 2 times 8 in the class, don't call on that person who has dyscalculia to go up there and say that answer, because chances are they won't really know and they'll feel extremely embarrassed in front of everyone. So again, don't allow that, please. Thank you so much. And to limit copying tasks for like note taking, because people who have dyscalculia have really severe tracking difficulties, especially myself. So if we don't do that in class and have like notes afterwards that are already filled in, it's just so much easier, and I can focus on the task at hand. The other part of number 10 that I want to talk about is color coordinating things. So right now I'm learning about geometry in my math class, and sometimes there's one ray that I have to find out of like 10 rays all combined together, and my brain is very overwhelmed and can't figure out which one it is. So color coordinating that specific one we're supposed to look at Oh my gosh, it's a game changer. Well, you guys have made it to the end of this video. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I will include, I think, 2, maybe 3 links down below of some of the things that I pulled some information from for other websites. So go check that if you want to. And then I also have 2 other important videos on my YouTube account right now. One is what is dyslexia, and the other one, what is dyscalculia, and they include a lot of fun information that you as a teacher should know about, or even a student. So if you're a teacher out there, let me know what you think about these, and or if you already include these in your own classroom, I'd love to know. I'll see you on the next video, everyone. Bye!